Greetings everyone, and welcome to the final part of Journey to the East. Last time our heroes teamed up with Fiona's scum and her newly acquired band of freaks to take on the Raiju clan in order to get them to break away from the Iron Dominion and re-recruit a former member of the mercenary team. They succeed, though this victory was bittersweet. Our heroes have one final clan to meet with, and luckily for them, a member of said clan arrives to help, Espio. This part begins with Khan angrily approaching Espio. Uh-oh, looks like he's relapsing. To be fair, he brings up a valid point, namely how he attacked Sonic back in issue 202. Sonic manages to back him down. He's familiar with the whole heroes versus heroes thing, remember? He's already thinking they'll look back at all this and laugh while chowing down on chili dogs. Anyway, Sally shares the monkey's concern about Espio, even referencing the meeting with Knuckles at the Master Emerald Shrine. Told you the Echidna shared info with the Freedom Fighters. Espio explains that he's with the Shinobi Clan and that he's only with the Iron Dominion through unfortunate circumstances. Still, he needs to gain the group's trust, so he decides to reveal secrets only they know, in order to get rid of any advantages he has over them. For Sonic and Tails, it's revealing past continuity they wish to forget, the Sneak and the Super Foxman comic respectively. For Sally, it's the embarrassing location of her royal birthmark, in order to confirm Eliza's identity, of course. And finally, revealing to Khan that there have been other Khans, not as in relatives or other people sharing the same surname. My guess is other protectors of the free people in the past. This never gets elaborated on. Even with Espio revealing what he knows, they're still unsure about him. However, since he is the link to the Shinobi Clan, they decide to follow his lead for now. Espio insists they put on blindfolds in order to keep the Shinobi Clan headquarters a secret. He has them remove the blindfolds once they reach a trial. I guess the Shinobi Clan are fans of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Before disappearing, Espio says if they can cross the gap, they will gain audience with his leader. Flying over it is not an option as Khan reveals numerous ceiling traps. Sally figures out the gimmick of the puzzle by tossing dirt on the invisible pathway. Sonic follows her cue and starts distributing piles of dirt to quickly reveal a pathway that wouldn't be out of place in a Zelda game. They enter the chamber of the Bride of Constant Vigil, who decides to skip the formalities and get down to it. She says the Iron Dominion is evil, and they decide to break away just like that. And yes, she uses the word of honor statement. Well, aside from the trial, this was the easiest one to convince. Well, I guess the heroes can now leave and, oh, for crying out loud. You just had to make things complicated, Khan. Again, in his defense, he brings up an interesting point. See, he has heard stories that the Shinobi Clan were once protectors of these lands, and he wanted to know why they joined the Iron Dominion. Constant Vigil says, yeah, we did help police the lands, but that almost wiped out the clan. They had to resort to their current MO of spying in secrecy to survive. Also, their clan is a bit small. Had they challenged the Iron Dominion, they would have been wiped out for good. Although she admits action must be taken every now and then, as Espio has demonstrated. Buckle up, everyone. It's time for some backstory. The Shinobi Clan have a problem with a certain organization on Angel Island, the Brotherhood of the Guardians. That's right, these guys that believe they could police Mobius because they are superior and such. Because of this attitude, the Shinobi have sent agents to monitor their activities for generations. Well, to be specific, whoever's the active guardian at the time. Espio's the latest agent, sent to monitor Knuckles. He was able to blend in with the native chameleons thanks to his predecessor and mentor Valdez. He was only supposed to observe Knuckles and report any dangerous activity. The only time he should reveal himself is when the situation became dire, like it did in the Knuckles Chaotix special. Since then, Espio remained directly involved and became friends with the Chaotix. Constant Vigil states that what Espio did broke their secrecy taboo, but it was ultimately the right thing. So she orders him to resume his Angel Island station with the added bonus of acting as he sees fit. This excites Espio so much he almost broke another taboo when almost saying a certain M word. No, seriously, she gives him the death glare for that. But before he can go back to Angel Island, Espio is ordered to go to the Iron Fortress to get a certain magic fan because Constant Vigil knows that the heroes will need it for the final battle. She also says that while the clan of the Four Houses is broken, Khan still has work to do. With that, Khan takes the Power Ring headband and transforms it into a new crown. Don't ask me how. I guess it's wish related. Anyway, he swears to honor the authority of the clans and do his best to protect the free people. Constant Vigil assures the heroes that her clan will keep them safe until they leave the Dragon Kingdom. This prompts the reveal of her forces. Yep, they were there the entire time. The next morning, our heroes say goodbye to Li Yuan and thank him for the hospitality. Now more confident than ever, the group leaves to liberate New Mobotropolis. Let's discuss the Shinobi Clan by first talking about their name. It's the most accurate name of the 4 ninja clans because not only does Shinobi mean to sneak, it's another name for ninja. The functions of your typical ninja include espionage, sabotage, infiltration, assassination, and guerrilla warfare. That kind of describes the current MO of Espio's clan. Whether they assassinate people and the like are up for debate, but they do sneak around, gather intel on people, and infiltrate areas to spy on questionable individuals. And to think, they only resorted to these methods after the clan was almost wiped out for trying to do the right thing in the past, helping the free people of the Dragon Kingdom openly. Maybe they helped out those other cons Espio mentioned in the old days. Speaking of, we got some backstory on our favorite Sega chameleon that doesn't contradict previously established canon. For example, Espio switching into his ninja gear shortly after Sonic returns from space. From his friend's point of view, they see it as him trying a new fighting gimmick, when in reality, he's revealing more of his true self. This also makes certain events like the Espio Valdez conflict at the tail end of the Knuckles series more meaningful when rereading them. Quick note, the girl chameleon here is indeed Liza, and she has indeed joined the Shinobi, presumably during the year Sonic was in space. As I said, I have a possible explanation when Espio left Knuckles and the Master Emerald alone in Sonic 204. His original orders were to observe Knuckles and report any dangerous activity, and to not get involved unless needed. His task in that story was to get the Master Emerald, presumably by any means necessary. While Espio has since violated his original orders, he still used them as a loophole not to carry out the Steal the Master Emerald plan, especially after Knuckles said he'll give his life to defend it. I know it's a flimsy explanation, but at least it's an explanation. One more thing to note is Espio's relationship with Constant Vigil. It's heavily implied that she is his mother, but wants to keep the relationship a secret, probably to prevent enemies and allies from using it against the clan, and to keep the Sega watchdogs at bay. This makes her order to return to Angel Island be more like, okay son, you're ungrounded, you can go play with your friends on that floating island again. Quickly moving on to Khan. About him transforming his headband into a crown, I'll go into his arc a bit more in Sonic 212, but I will say that this time he has earned his crown instead of just having it appear like it did in Sonic issue 55. My opinion, of course. I'm giving this issue a 7. The conclusion to this arc is simple enough, and I just realized Sonic and crew spoke to 3 clans in the span of a day. Well, they are on a time crunch after all. I've given all the issues a 7 because, while the world building and art is good, it doesn't work completely as a standalone story. As I said, this 4-part story is part of the overall Iron Dominion saga. If someone was just reading Sonic Universe and came across this 4-part story, they would be confused to what's going on. Of course, this would prompt them to look up the events of the main book just to get the context. One final thing I would like to talk about involves the covers. You might have noticed that they have a more movie poster feel to them. That's because, from what I've read, they reference certain kung fu martial arts movies. For example, issue 16's cover directly references the Bruce Lee film Enter the Dragon. Unfortunately, I don't know what movie covers issues 13 through 15 reference. I've spent hours looking through movie posters, and I've even contacted Tracy Yardley, who did the covers, about them. At the time of this recording, I haven't heard back from him, so I'm afraid these references will remain lost in time, unless anyone out there is an expert with kung fu movie posters. Anyway, we leave the pages of Sonic Universe and return to the main book to wrap up the Iron Dominion saga once and for all. You have chosen wisely.